Awesome. All right. So Micah, we got a lot of momentum on your team right now. We got a lot of excitement and there's some great things happening. So we've got a young lady out of Atlanta or out of Georgia named Lisa Price. And I know you're going to interview her today. Guys, I just want to say, and Mike, I want you to interview her and ask her background when she came on, pull all the info out for everybody. But I remember seeing Lisa, I think she came to the first sales summit back in August and was getting her license at that time, just getting moving, but has a full-time job, very busy with the full-time job. And she took her time getting started because of that. But it's been exciting to see what's happened just in the last month with Lisa's business. And I mean, the sky is the limit. We've got close to 20 people coming to a boot camp in Atlanta for her downline. I think probably 14 or 15 of those are for her downline specifically that are coming on board right now. And she's just now getting started. And yeah, she's creating a storm for us, but it's a great storm because it's going to be good for her. She's going to be making overrides on that while she's making personal production money. And Micah's going to be working a lot, but he's going to be incentivized by it. Same with me. That's the way this business works. So yes, you can wait until you become a top producer to build, or like I had a 100K agency within my first 90 days in the business, and I was making $10,000 of overrides on that 100K agency. And I didn't even know what I was doing because I was told by my upline, just build and create a problem for me. So we're not afraid of the problem, guys. You can create a problem for us because guess what? It actually helps us too. All right. So don't be afraid to build. If you want to wait to build, hey, no shame in that. Go for it. But if you're ready to roll with us, then we'll help you build a downline and we'll help support your downline to the best of our ability. And that's what we're doing with Lisa. And it's exciting to see. So Micah, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the lead here on the interview with Lisa Price and take 5-10 minutes and just pull out the gold here.
Okay, awesome. I got you, Lisa. I think you're muted right now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
Perfect.
So Lisa is actually a childhood best friend of my sister. So I hadn't talked to her in probably 20 years, 25 years, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, last time I talked to Lisa before August was like when we were both children. And so just to kind of demystify, I didn't like recruit Lisa through, some kind of LinkedIn or something. She doesn't have a sales background. Tell us a little bit about your background, Lisa, and what you've been doing for work, and then kind of when you started TLG and kind of what the beginning process has kind of been for you.
So my background is nursing. I went straight from high school, straight right to college. And then I became an RN. Probably in about 3.5 years, I was working with my bachelor's. And then I did that for about, 5 or 6 years and realized I wanted more just financially for my family. So I went back and got my master's to work as a nurse practitioner. I've been in the emergency room the entire time. I do have like a lead, about 8 or 9 other advanced practice providers on our team. So it's pretty busy, but I loved it. However, the flexibility with my family was just, those were long hours. We have days off. Everyone's like, oh, it's an awesome job being a nurse. But the days you're there just take so much out of you. And I wanted more. I have a 12-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And while the income was great, I just wanted more time there with them. And I had been watching Micah just kind of on Facebook, things he was posting. I trusted him. I knew of him. Like I said, we were kids. I knew his character, and I kind of followed him for about 6 months and finally reached out and was like, what is this all about? So it did take me a little longer to get plugged in. I was slow to get started. I got my license. I think it was like the end of October or November. And I did a lot of kind of listening to the calls and watching videos. And because of my background in medicine, I felt like I needed to know it all. And finally, Micah one day was like, we got to do stuff that makes you money, that helps you actually get moving instead of just spending so much time watching everything. And so that's what I did. And February, I decided this was the time I'm going to start and get moving. And here we are.
Awesome. So I shared some stuff on Facebook, and that's how Lisa jumped on. I wasn't creating content. I was just sharing what Blaze was sharing about the business. And so that's how most of my team has been built so far, is literally just clicking the share button and then doing the work to support after that. But so Lisa, you've made a shift in February. What kind of leads are you on? Did you do any age leads before you're on the leads you're on now? What's your AP app for the month? And then I'll ask you a couple questions about that.
So I started out with the TLG 4s and just, the calls and stuff like that. And first of all, going to those boot camps was huge for me. So anybody that, if there's one coming up, go to it, and definitely the one in March. That was a game changer for me, because when things got tough, when I started the TLG 4 leads, I was already prepared, because I had went and they had told me the things and the obstacles that were going to be there, and I was just ready for them. And it wasn't, a scary thing or to turn me away. So I'm so grateful that I had that experience. But I did do the TLG 4s. I made a couple, did a couple applications off of those, but really wasn't going as far as I wanted to. And then I had reached out to Micah one day, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to get started. Help me figure out what I need to do. And your upline is so huge as far as your help. And he just kind of laid out a path and was like, do these things. And I did. And we talked about going to game time leads. And so that's what I'm doing now. And that's what I got between game time and warm markets. I'm right under 14,000. And that's just really 2 weeks, honestly. Excuse me. We had a goal we wanted for our family for the month. And then last week I surpassed that goal in that 1 week. So I felt like it was a God thing saying, yeah, this is really your time. Put the effort in. And so, so game time leads, and I did TLG 4s, but now after listening to him, I want to do these live transfers.
Yeah. Yeah. You're totally ready to jump on those, because you don't even have to necessarily close every single one. They can be set from that live transfer as well. But so your AP for the month, you're at 14,000. And I think the app count was, there's like 3 of those are warm market, but 6 of them are game time.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're getting like game time. So you're writing an app on one spouse, then the other spouse, and then a kid. I know you did that with the warm market as well, 2 spouses and a child. So you're getting a lot of return on investment from that. But I think you're definitely ready for live transfers. And so Lisa's been to 2 boot camps. So you went to 2 boot camps. Why are you coming to the conference and to the boot camp next? You'll be 4 deep in boot camps and training.
Yes.
In less than 6 months. Why are you doing that?
Guys, y'all, this business is so much of a mindset. It's not hard. You listen to, and Josh says it all the time, that he just puts the effort in and does it. It's not really that difficult. And this month, I'm like, it's true. It's not that hard. Just do what they say. We're so blessed here to have them lay out a path for us. It's just be obedient and do it. And by going to those conferences, I was able to just hear from people that were winning and doing a great job. Just remembering things that they said. So when things became hard for me, I would just kind of, that self-talk, just get it right. I even remember like Rachel having some calls with her, and just some of the verses she would tell herself about who she was, and that we're doing something to help people. And I just feel like it's such a win-win. So the conferences really help shift your mindset, and you'll never know like how much you'll need certain things that you'll hear and learn there when things are tough in your business. And you'll just draw back to that conversation that someone had or something they taught you, that it was a game changer. But one of the things I did want to share, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, right prior to this in February, one of our small groups, we had talked about just being important, like the time that we have and what we do with our time. And one of the things they said was how arrogant of us to think that the opportunity that the Lord gives us now is going to be there tomorrow or the next day. And so I felt like that is true. I feel like he led me to this, and how arrogant is it of it for me to just sit back and just play around and not really get active when I know he's called me to do this. And so once I started getting focused and doing it, I feel like he's kind of showing me and showed out, and I'm just ready to hit 20K and help grow a team.
Awesome. That's so true. Just putting in the work, and you can only work today. You can't work tomorrow. So start today, whatever you're planning on doing tomorrow, try to do it today. Get it rolling. So you're coming to conference. You've had some hard days though, right? I mean, sometimes tell us, just spend like 60 seconds on hard times in the beginning and what that's been like, kind of pulling out of that and keep going. Why do you keep going? What's driving you? What's that big kind of why behind why you have the grit that you
Yeah, definitely some tough times making the calls and not getting anywhere, or people not, showing up. You get so excited for these appointments and then they don't show up for them. So those were definitely tough. Um, I loved what they mentioned last night as far as our upline. They called it a mentorship. One of the ladies did. And I feel like that truly is what it is. And I believe that it's the team here, the mentors, you and Blaze and everyone, y'all believing in me as well, that has kept me to kind of keep pushing. And the ultimate goal is just my family having life, like having more time to do life with them and working for myself. And also knowing that I'm doing something and helping people get a product that they need to protect their family. Being in the ER, I see it all the time. We're just not promised tomorrow. And I just love that I have this opportunity to help people as well as have an income for my family.
Awesome. We're just getting started. We're really proud of you. Lisa, my 7-year-old daughter came in the room the other day. I was on the speakerphone with Lisa, and my 10-year-old said, who's he talking to? And Abby, my 7-year-old girl, she said, oh, that's his favorite agent, Lisa. The reality is Lisa's not my favorite agent. Every agent's a favorite agent. But if you want to be a favorite agent, then get active and work hard. And that's what Lisa's doing. So awesome.
Love it. Love it. Lisa, so proud of you. So just to recap real quick, and thanks, Micah. Great job on that interview there. So Lisa, you started putting your feet in the water back in like August and watching some stuff. And then you got your license in the fall, basically by November, and you got a little bit in motion, but you have a full-time job. I mean, being a nurse, and I don't know, sorry, forgive me, I don't know all the technical things. I just know you're like a big deal, like at the hospital.
The nurse practitioner.
Yeah, there you go. So like doing what you're doing, it's not like it's not busy. Plus you got a family and you make good money at your job, but you're wanting, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like if you could hit like 20, 30K, you not only would you surpass your income, but you could have the flexibility to possibly leave that job in the future. Is that kind of in your mind, or?
Yes, definitely. I'll never leave medicine completely, but I would love to work like 4 or 5 shifts a month in the ER, and then this be my full time for sure.
So what kind of like flexibility would that give you, or what would be your reason for doing that?
The biggest thing is like just being there for the kids. I feel like, not that I work every day, but it seems like the days that I am working, it's when they have ball games and I'm just not able to be active in those things. It's hard to make a commitment to show up to coach their teams and do things when I am stuck to the schedule there at the hospital. And I even do, like, I'm in charge of the schedule and in charge of our group of people there. And even with that, my schedule's limited. So I am blessed. But man, it's so amazing to be able to travel and do this business from anywhere. And as we build this business, we can take it anywhere. So I'm not stuck to just stay in Georgia. If we decide we want to move somewhere else, I can take this business with me. And I think that's just amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And your husband's Chris, right?
Yes.
And he's like, how does he feel about this business? Like, I think he's been to at least one event, right?
Yes, he went to the very first one. He's a great supporter. So he loves it. He's been helping me and encouraging me. He gets excited every time I do the apps too. So the whole family they love it. It's been great.
Yeah. And are we going to get to see you guys in Raleigh in March?
Yes, we're both coming. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I would highly recommend, team, that if you like as you step out and come out to these events, especially the Raleigh event, that you do whatever it takes to try to get your spouse there, because if you can get them to see a full picture of the business and what you're doing and the potential, it's a game changer and they'll back you up at a different level. But super excited for you, Lisa. So like now as we're building a team, what's your goal like in the next 6 months for you, personal production, and for team production?
I am building the team. I will say that going to one of the boot camps, you guys encouraged us to just go ahead and share the opportunity and not to wait till you knew it all. I'm not sure who it was now that said that they wish they would have shared. I think it was actually Micah, that he wished he would have shared sooner. And I jumped onto that and listened, and I've had all the support from the upline. So if it's something that you want to do, definitely reach out to people and go ahead and share while you're learning and kind of learn together. But the second thing, I definitely want to do 20K I don't know, after doing these for 2 weeks, I'm thinking maybe 30K. But as far as the team production, I'm not sure. I hadn't really looked into all those numbers. I've just been trying to share as much as I can with people, just because, guys, this opportunity is amazing. The money that I spent to get the degree that I have, yes, I make decent money at my job, but oh my gosh, y'all, thousands and thousands and just tons of it to get that degree, and the effort that went into that is just crazy compared to what it takes to do this. It's like a no-brainer. Just do it. Do the work, show up, listen to what they tell you to do, and it'll happen. Like, it's not rocket science. We can all do this.
Would you say, for somebody that's gone through education like you've gone through and done things that you've done, and you're just bringing up a great point, because I find that sometimes people that look at that and they go, well, I had to learn all this in order to do this, right? Or like when it comes to medicine or being a nurse, you had to learn all this, spend all this, learn all this to do this. You had to know a lot of things, right? And so sometimes if you come from that mindset or that background, I find that folks that have different degrees in different things or different educational, and it's not bad to have all that by any means. I have a degree, but what I find at times is that they go, well, I need to know and understand everything prior to doing this and that. And some folks that maybe don't have the same type of educational background, they understand the entrepreneur, like, okay, just do what I'm told. Step one is do this. And what's hard is that you're telling me to do something that I don't understand. A lot kind of like our walk with God, right? You're telling me to do something that I don't understand. And it's requiring that I trust that you're going to be there to catch me, to help me move forward and to help me write business. Like Oliver's just doing, right? We said, just do it. And he goes, okay, I'll just do it. And then I'll lean on Mario and Josh to help me. Same type of thing. You're just doing it. And Micah had to come to you and say, okay, you've watched a lot of videos, just like, let's just do. And all of a sudden, he's there to catch, he's there to help you, he's there to like guide you. You're not going to get every single thing closed, but you're going to start writing business. And when I look at your numbers, Lisa, they're really, really solid numbers for this month. Like, yeah, you got a few warm markets, but you've got like, the majority of your production, like 10, 11K of your production is on game time leads. And so that means that based on even just using game time leads or going into live transfers, you're going to be a 20K producer likely by the end of this month. And so super proud of you. Excited.
For you. Thank you.
Can't wait to get out there and see you and your team. We're looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. So you guys show some love in the Wake Up and Win chat.